What is up, people of the internet? My name, as you should know by now, is Oliver Turp, and this is TurpoChargedGaming. And welcome, you faces, to vlog number 1. And as the title of the video should tell you, today is about hospital stuff, which I've been saying for a couple of weeks now on social media. So if you don't follow me, links down below, definitely go and do that, because you will keep up to date on all my plans and all the things I ask you guys, feedback, etc, etc. So yes, I'm planning to do these in 3 parts, including today's part. I should, in theory, have a pre-op and a post-op coming up in the next couple of weeks, I think. That will all depend on what footage I can get, how long it is, how I'm going to edit them, etc, etc. But yes, without further ado, I'm going to tell you guys my medical story from before, which I've been hinting at on social media. Again, if you don't follow me, links down below. So it's going to be a bit of a long one, and it's going to be a bit of a depressing one, and I have notes on screen that I'm going to be referring to. So if I'm looking down there, it's because I'm reading this Word document I typed up and perfected. But yes, without further ado, I'm going to tell you my story of why I'm having surgery in a couple of days, weeks. I think it's about a week now until my surgery. The date today is the 23rd, so yes, exactly a week. The 30th of August is the month we're in. Yes, that's when I'm having surgery. So yes, without further ado, let's jump into it. Let me paint a picture for you. The year is 1996. It was almost Christmas time when this baby was born. No, it wasn't Jesus 2.0. Good guess though. It was me, of course. Now this baby was born with a genetic skeletal chest defect called pectus excavatum. No, you don't have to go Google it, because I'm going to explain it all right here. It occurs anywhere between 1 in 500 births to 1 in 1,000 births, so it's reasonably rare. It's not excessively rare because it's genetic, so the more people that have it, eventually it will spread onto their small children, which I was one of them. And cutting back on all the medical waffle rubbish that I've never understood really, in normal people terms, it's where the sternum grows inwards rather than outwards like a normal person, which means it sucks everything in with it. As the ribs grow, it creates like a ditch. Now I should be having some kind of photo slideshow throughout this of me as a child. Hopefully I have access to those pictures that I can show on screen to describe what I am really struggling to describe. But yes, essentially you have a ditch in your chest, and if it's left untreated, it's not always harmful, but if you have a severe case of it, it can squish all the lungs and the heart stuff, because it grows inwards, pushes them out of the way, and it means they are underdeveloped. That is exactly what happened to me, but I will explain it in more detail shortly. And it wasn't really an issue until I started to hit puberty, because then everything grew more inwards, because obviously growth spurts, etc, etc. So I had less and less space. Also mine was a little bit twisted, so everything was out of proportion, wonky, etc. And during my research to make this video, I discovered that really doctors don't really know much about the condition. They can only guess why it occurs in the first place, which I'm not going to get into. It's not necessary for the video, and there's not really a cure for it. It just has to be fixed via surgery, which is I will get onto. From about the age of 9 to 14, I had severe chest. Hello, mother. You're calling me. Okay, I need to go. You're interrupting me. Okay. Alright. Bye. Can't get the staff these days, and it's really unprofessional of me. I should have had that silent. Well, from the age of about 9 to 14, I had really severe chest pains. I had pleurisy on my left lung, which on a side note means I can never go scuba diving because of the pressure underwater. It will make my lung implode, because it's a weakness. Never knew that. Looked it up. Glad I looked it up in advance. But yeah, no scuba diving for me. Yeah, sad and dramatic. I later learned during research that whenever you have like a basic cold, your body will inflame the lungs for whatever reason to fight it off. But because my chest was like that, I didn't have any space for my lungs to expand and inflame. So even a basic cold would mean that my lungs were crushed against my ribs, which extremely painful. Don't know if that's ever happened to you. Probably not. Extremely painful. So yeah, winter was difficult because I was prone to getting sick, and the more I got sick, obviously it was excruciating. Now in the years that followed, the 9 to 14, between that and when I had the operation at age 16, I also developed what I can only describe as morning sickness. Now yes, that's related to pregnancy, and obviously I can't get pregnant. Well, I hope I can't get pregnant. But yeah, I essentially was sick every morning, so that's why I called it morning sickness, because it's essentially the symptom of morning sickness. I'm really sweating with these spotlights. Anyway, but what was happening was the more it was growing inwards, it was putting pressure on whatever organ it is that does bile and reflux stuff. And during the night as I was laying down, that pressure would just build. So when I sat up in the morning, I would just violently throw up, which meant I lost so, like, I'm skinny now, but I was probably half the size that I am now, like, at least. I lost so much weight because I just couldn't eat before like the evening. So even some days I just go into school at like lunchtime because I was just sick every morning. It impacts on everything. And what made it worse was I was quite viciously bullied for being underweight. Obviously couldn't change anything about being underweight, but kids are stupid. So throughout my childhood and early teens, I was in and out of hospitals, got misdiagnosed with everything from cancer to diabetes. It was ridiculous. Every doctor I saw thought it was something else because no one really knew about my condition. They didn't really understand it. So having to see a different doctor every time you go into a hospital, no one really has time to get to know you, get to know the condition. So no one really knew what was going on. And it wasn't until I was having an ultrasound on my chest, like the millionth time, I happened to see someone who used to work at Great Ormond Street, and at Great Ormond Street he was part of a team that was a specialist in my conditions. He was like, this is what's going on. He referred me to them, and so in July 2013 I finally had my surgery at Great Ormond Street. And essentially, to spare you all the gory details, they break all the ribs, they break the sternum, they reshape it, they put metal in, gold and titanium, I'm expensive, which is meant to stop everything moving back into its original position. And 3 years later, which will be this second operation, they take everything out again. And I've been informed that it's not as hard as the first procedure. It's not as invasive. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. I don't want to know particularly because I'm a squishy person. Don't really want to know. Didn't really want to know that in the first place. But it was in that hospital bed while I was recovering that I watched my first ever YouTube video. And I used to think that YouTube was just for cat videos and old people falling down escalators, which probably was. But I found this guy who was probably quite a big channel at the time. I reckon he had at least 1 million subs. And it was this guy called The Gaming Lemon. If you haven't seen him, I'll drop a link down below. And this guy was hilarious. He had a really complex editing style. He made his own stories while playing GTA, other stuff. He made fun targes, and he got me through the day. And it was him that inspired me to do what I want to do. I really want to do this job. I want to make people as happy as he made me. And it was through him that I found other people in the YouTube gaming community. My feed would just fill up with this guy that the Gamer Lemon liked, and it was just liked videos, recommended videos of this guy with this stupid rainbow thumbnail background. But this guy, Advanced Gaming, and most of you probably heard of him already. Again, I'll drop a link down below. Him and his friends are just so funny together, and I was like, I want to be in a community and have these kind of close friends and do stuff together. It was just inspirational to see what I could do if I worked hard enough to succeed in this really quite difficult industry to get into. But big shout out to those two guys. And if you do happen to watch this, chances are you'll never see this, but if you do, thank you. So anyway, back to the sad stuff. Unfortunately for me, the surgery didn't go quite as well as planned, as everything popped out again, they managed to dislocate both of my collarbones, so they're permanently out a bit, which meant that the physio and the gym stuff I was meant to have post-surgery got delayed by a couple of months, I think, while I was having physio just for these and trying to get these sorted out. Nothing could be done about those, so I was in such behind schedule that I developed really bad posture. It's kind of, I probably have a few pictures to show you, but I was meant to be strengthening the new chest structure, but in the end I was so bent and twisted as I wasn't strong enough to heal properly, because that's what the physio and gym was meant to do, that I really couldn't even stand up straight. It was quite bad actually. It's not as bad as it was before now, but it's still not perfect, and I have a lot of back issues. It is what it is, and unfortunately for me, another setback side effect, the metalwork fractured. No one knows how, but apparently other people who have had this particular procedure have also had their stuff fractured, and since then they've rejigged it using a different company to make the bars. They're not fracturing like they were. But yes, all the metalwork I had put in has to come out next week, and I am terrified, to be honest. The first one went that badly that I am having to get mental help to try and prepare myself for this. And for those of you who do have this condition and are going to have the operation, some people have it done for cosmetic reasons, obviously, not purely for the medical side, but yours won't go as badly as mine. Mine was done on a bank holiday. There was like temporary staff in. No one really gave a shit. It is what it is, and the advances in the procedures that make them better than they were now. I was your guinea pig, and yours will be better. So if you are gonna have this, by all means drop me an email. We can chat, but it won't be as bad for you as it was for me. I can assure you of that. And I may have scared the living daylights out of you, and I apologise. But this is my story, and it was a terrible story. But it's the story of my life, essentially. But yes, that will probably be it for this video. In terms of the gaming content, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be bedbound for. They said it would be about a week. Kind of recovering, so I'm not sure if I can sit in the slouch position I am right now. But I'm hoping to stockpile videos so I can have at least 2 Tuesdays and Thursdays 8 AM GMT like normal. I'm hoping to have more, but we will see what happens. So that will be it from me. If you aren't too depressed, please drop a like down below. It will make my day, and my day needs to be made, really. It's hard for me to talk. I'm not a particularly open person, but I wanted to share this opportunity, not only because it would make a good video perhaps, I don't know, but I wanted to bring you guys into my life. I know when I watch YouTubers and they do vlogs and kind of insights into their life, I like that, and perhaps you will too. So yes, I want to make my day and subscribe as well. Yeah, why not? It's free after all, and we can grow as a community together. And I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you all next time. Peace.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Get off my back! I said I was sorry, alright? I can't do anything about it, it's done!
Oh well.